Hey guys, welcome to the patch 9.4 solo queue tier list. This list will be divided into 5 sections: top, mid, jungle, ADC, and support. So if you're looking for the best champions in a specific role, take a look at the timestamps in the description below. In the list there will be 4 categories: S tier, which are the best champions to pick if they are not banned; A tier, who are strong picks and will probably not be banned often; B tier, who are good champions who often succeed better into counter matchups or for one-trick ponies; and finally the C tier picks who are out of meta or have just been gutted. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. Alright, so for the first tier list, we're starting off top lane. This should be a pretty interesting part of the tier list with the new Conqueror. I think it'll be really busted on some of the top laners. It functions as pretty much the old fervor of battle while also being similar to the current Conqueror. With that in mind, I feel confident to have Darius as an S tier pick. Darius will function well with the new Conqueror, along with some of the other S tier picks such as Kled and Riven. With the crit changes still making Yasuo insanely powerful, and with this new Conqueror, I speculate that Yasuo will be majorly powerful in many roles. Under the A tier, Garen will be a good pick this patch since he does well into many of the strong picks, especially Yasuo, Riven, and Nasus. Wukong will also be a hidden OP, but requires quite a few of games to function well on. If you're able to win laning phase of Wukong, then when you enter into the team fights, you have a high chance of being able to carry 1v9. His damage is often underestimated, and especially when he picks up some of his core items and his ultimate, it provides a huge amount of utility and damage for your team. His biggest weakness is he's weak against hard CC. Even so, I really recommend picking up Wukong and learning him. He has consistently one of the highest win rates in the top lane for solo queue. Under B tier, I predict that Aurelia will regain a bit of her luster. With the new Conqueror, she is a solid top laner who has a gap closer, damage, utility, and is able to dive the backline or stay back and peel for her team. She also has really strong dueling capabilities. And under our C tier, not a lot of change here. We still have champions like Tahm Kench, Ornn, Aatrox, and Akali struggling due to the flavor of the meta or just too many significant nerfs. However, Aatrox may function well with the new Conqueror, so he is on the cusp of reaching B tier, or perhaps even B tier already. Next we'll be moving on to our mid lane tier list. Not too much changes here. Once again we see Cassiopeia, Talon, Yasuo, and LeBlanc here, with our new addition Jace. Jace has many great matchups which make him a good pick. However, with Yasuo being a popular pick, you're going to want to make sure if you're not picking Yasuo, you are banning him. Once again, with the new crit changes still being applicable and the changes to Conqueror, Yasuo will be insanely powerful. Yasuo is a super mobile, hyper carry who becomes even more rewarding with skill. He is good in teamfights, and if teamfights are not winnable, he works good as a split pusher with his strong dueling capabilities and outplay potential. If given a lead, Yasuo can snowball insanely hard and gains low cooldowns on abilities which do not require the use of mana. These are only some of the reasons why he is my top pick for the mid lane this patch. The biggest con is he'll be banned a lot in almost every elo. Under A tier, I think Malzahar will be a reliable pick this patch since he is not banned often and is very strong versus Yasuo and many of the hyper carries who are strong this patch. He can easily take a priority target out of the game with his R, forcing them to buy QSS. He is also one of the best picks into Yasuo, and Yasuo rarely wins the matchup. Zed is now into the A tier with the new early game buffs. It will help him secure those early leads and close out the game better. Keep in mind his mid game will be a bit weaker as well as his late game, so playing the macro game will be very vital here to get those wins. Under the B tier, I'd like to discuss Sylas. I think Sylas is a really strong pick, but only rewards those who have fully mastered his kit. He has really good wave clear, great sustain, and powerful shields. He has the ability to steal enemies' ultimates, making him super diverse. Just make sure you don't hijack the wrong ultimate or use it incorrectly, it could backfire real quick. Closing up the tier list, under C tier we have picks like Lucian. He's off meta but can still serve as a good counter pick in the right matchup, such as picking Lucian into Kassadin. Welcome to the jungle tier list for patch 9.4. For my top pick this patch we have Nunu and Willump, a champion who is easy to play and you can pick up right away. He has a really fun kit, is really good at getting early ganks off to get your team ahead early, as well as being strong in team fights. Having godly sustain. His biggest weakness is he becomes weak when he falls behind, so be careful. Under A tier, I'd like to discuss Karthus. Karthus is still going to be a good pick this patch where he can easily farm without being punished and scale up. He is not quite S tier since he suffers against some jungle matchups, and also as a minus he is banned quite often and you can almost never play him. In B tier, we have Nidalee and Elise. They are champions who are very hard to play but reward players as they get into the higher elos who are more skilled on them. These champions are able to ascertain early leads and close out games early, but fall apart in the mid and late game or if they get too far behind. Closing out the tier list, under C tier, Camille is still struggling with the previous nerfs to her in the jungle. It was quite a clever way for Riot to take her out of the jungle but still keep her viable as a top laner. Alright, under the ADC tier list, not a lot has changed here, but once again, we see Yasuo as a top pick in the ADC role. This champion is just going to be so powerful this patch. I do think playing him as an ADC will require a bit of knowledge, so you need good map awareness so you don't die too often to early ganks and to survive until your power spikes. His wind wall serves as a mechanism to counter many of the ADCs he'll be laning against. Once again, Lucian will be a super great pick this patch. Lucian is easy to pick up and has a good early game and a strong mid game too. He falls off a little in the late game, but will still be a relevant pick. He doesn't ever really become weak. This is why he is one of the best solo queue ADCs right now. Under A tier, we have Twitch. Twitch is one of the best 1v9 ADCs, and he's not even banned that often. He is a great pick for someone in solo queue or duo queue if you have a support such as Lulu. Once he gets a few items, Twitch has the potential to take out an entire team. He shreds tanks when at full build and has the ability to roam with his stealth to help get other lanes ahead. However, he has a weak early game besides his early cheese potential. B tier, Ashe is a traditional ADC who has a good ultimate to engage or save her teammates, good CC in battle, good map vision with her E, and high attack speed and slows when her Q stacks. However, she suffers since she is squishy and able to be dived and one-shot by assassins. Under C tier, we have Varus, Xayah, and Kalista. Kalista is not played often, but can actually be quite powerful, but has a huge skill ceiling to play right, which is one of the reasons she is so uncommon right now. Finally, our last tier list. Not too much has changed here. Under S tier, we have Pyke, Thresh, Nami, and Vel'Koz. Thresh is a safe pick who has strong roams, is almost impossible to tower drive, provides a lot of utility for the team, and can use his lantern to set up ganks. He also has a really strong team fight. Under A tier, we have Morgana as a strong pick, which serves as a big counter to many of the hook supports who are strong this patch. B tier, Janna is still a good pick, but just not as powerful as some of the other support picks. She works well with hyper-scaling ADCs, but lacks any DPS, and is not too useful if her ADC falls behind. And under C tier, we have cheese picks like Fiddlestick support, who are not necessarily good, but can easily catch opponents off guard and get you a quick lead in the bot lane. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to comment your picks in the comments below. I hope you all have a good day, and remember, you are null and void. If you liked the video and want to see more great content, here are some other videos I think you may like.